Ladies, I am here tonight on the show. Wait, am I gonna have to sit down? I'm charging my phone. I don't know if the extension gonna be able to. Let's see here. I think it is. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So let's go here. Not a lot of news, going on tonight. The WWE supposedly they might be finally starting to listen to the fans. Everybody's cheering for LA Knight, and now they give him a win this past last night on SmackDown, and they're over Rick Boogs, and they put him in the qualifying Money in the Bank match for next week versus Montez Ford. So perhaps they're gonna start finally listening to the fans and put LA Knight over. Let me tell you something. Yeah. And then Brandy Rhodes, Cody Rhodes' wife, reacted on Twitter to Cody Rhodes getting cheered really loud at the press conference for Night of Champions, and she pretty much for all of you who said he should have stayed in AEW, I think it's time we let that one go. Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, he was kind of getting booed in AEW at the end. They wanted him to turn heel, and obviously getting cheered here in WWE. But that's about it. Not a lot of news today. Let's start getting ready to talk about SmackDown here tonight on a Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. So what the fuck is happening right now? Let's hear SmackDown. Laying the smack it down on all your candy asses here tonight on a what was the date? It was May 26th, 2023. I thank you, partner. All right, here we go. What the fuck is happening? Okay, let's go. Let's see here. Here we go. Let's get this show puppy. Let's get this puppy going here tonight. Underwear. Let's get this review out of here. Let's get out of here on a Saturday, man. I got a life to live, man. I got to get a shoulder workout later on tonight, man. I'm tired of being a fucking loser. Let's fucking go. Let's see here. SmackDown from South Carolina. Let's see here. The show kicks off with a match right away, man. Pretty good match. Pretty surprising way to start the show, man. A freaking United States Championship match, man. Austin Theory versus Sheamus for the United States Champion. So nice start to this show, man. It ends up he's got Sheamus has the Brawling Brutes, Rich Holland, and Butch out there with him. So eventually the Pretty Deadly shows up. They provide the distraction. Austin Theory rolls over Sheamus, and Austin Theory retains his championship. It was a pretty good match. And yeah, you had a feeling because it's you're the babyface Sheamus, and he's got the people there distracting us in theory. So it made a bunch of sense, obviously, at the end that Pretty Deadly came in to even on the odds. But it felt like the way it was done, like I said, the whole match, Sheamus was the one that had people there. It felt almost like Sheamus was the heel, and also there was the babyface because the way they were. And then at the end, Pretty Deadly coming in to even out the things. But anyways, also good match, very good match. Let's move along here tonight, man. Then we get a backstage segment with the Bloodline. Paul Heyman pretty much telling the Usos, you are invited next week to Roman Reigns' 1,000 days party celebration. And then, they're just talking, and then Jimmy walks out, or he wants to walk out, and then Roman's like, sit down. Jimmy doesn't want to. He's like, what you gonna do about it? Roman Reigns stands up like, what you gonna do about it, Jimmy? What you gonna do about it, man? I beat you up as a kid. I'll beat you up as an adult. So pretty tension right now between the Usos, especially Jimmy and Roman, man. And I believe the Usos are not supposed to, at least what Roman has told them, not to be a Night of Champions. But they're probably going to show up and maybe do something. Let's see what happens tonight, man. And then we get Raquel Rodriguez with Shotzi versus Damage Control, Bayley and Io Sky. I think there was some miscommunication at the end. Raquel Rodriguez and Shotzi win. I think at this point you got to tear them apart, with Dakota Kai being out for probably the rest of the year. At this point, you probably just should have maybe Bayley turn on Io Sky and have them go their separate ways, man. Give Io Sky a chance as a singles competitor. Have Bayley go back to being a singles competitor. And this damage control shit is over, man. The moment Dakota Kai got hurt, forget about this, man. And then we get freaking Hit Row versus it was Asante the Adinos, whatever the fuck his name is, versus Cameron Grimes. Cameron Grimes continues to look like a pendejo, man. I want to go to the moon. I'm not impressed, man. I'm really not. You're not an astronaut. Stop it, man. Cameron Grimes wins the match, whatever. Let's see here. Then Bianca Belair comes out, does a promo how, you know, she's all pissed about Asuka, you know, she's like, my eyes still burn, my hands are still, her hands were still, but I think it was because they filmed SmackDown tonight, last week. It was filmed after the SmackDown from last week, so that's why I think she still had the mist on her hands, because that was the same show Asuka did it, so that's why they still had it on her hands. But anyway, then Asuka Asuka music plays, and then it says she attacks her from behind, and then the security comes out to separate them. This should be a better match than the one they had at WrestleMania, because now Asuka's at WrestleMania was babyface versus babyface. Now Asuka being a full heel, it's going to be a lot more interesting now. It should be a much better match, I think. At least there's a better storyline to it now than there was at WrestleMania. Then we get LA Knight with the Street Profits are on commentating. LA Knight versus Rick Boogs. LA Knight wins the match. After the match, he does a promo on the Street Profits because he's gonna face Montez Ford next week in the Money in the Bank qualifying match. Then he freaking throws the microphone right at Wade Barrett when he gets done. It was hilarious. I think that really caught Wade Barrett by surprise. He was not expecting that. He was like, that shit hit me. He threw that shit at me. That was hilarious. And then we get Karrion Kross with another backstage segment talking about AJ Styles. And I'm like, I'm trying to put everything together. I'm like, oh, so Karrion Kross is going to appear at Night of Champions and cost AJ the championship. And that's going to start the feud between AJ and Karrion. But no, man. Freaking commercial break. And then we freaking got the match right away. Karrion Kross, AJ Styles. It was a very good match, very surprising match. I'm like, what? And obviously AJ Styles wins. Is the storyline already over? That's it? Oh my Lord, that's it? I think you battled on. What's her name? The girl, Scarlett is there trying to distract AJ. So Mia Yim comes out, and she evens up the odds. She runs Scarlett out of the arena. But that's it. Karrion Kross, man. Oh my Lord, what a pendejo. Wow, they didn't even do a good story. They just 2 weeks. Karrion Kross is talking shit about backstage segments, talking shit about AJ Styles, and then we just do the match. If AJ Styles win, have the match be the night before the Night of Champions pay-per-view. Wow, that's it already? Jesus Christ. That is crazy, man. And then we get Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. They're hosting the Kevin Owens show. And their freaking guests are actually Roman Reigns and also Cola, man. But Paul Heyman comes out for the Trifle Chief is not told when to come out. The Trifle Chief comes out when he wants to come out. And then the Usos come out, man. And, Kevin was like, hey, man, I want nothing to do with you guys. But Sami Zayn, after all this time, keeps telling me that we need to help you guys. You guys deserve better. So at this point, the hell would it? Maybe if I say it, you guys will understand it more. Roman Reigns is using you. You guys gotta get off of him. You guys were the best tag team, and now you guys are a bunch of errand boys. And then Jimmy gets all emotional, like, we're the best tag team in the world, whatever. Said, when it comes to tag team, I am the Trifle Chief. Jesus Christ, man. And then Roman's music hits, and he's just staring down the Usos. He slams both other microphones. And then Sami Zayn is like, hey, man, it's over, Roman. The bloodline is going to the shithole, and it's all because of you. Roman gets up in Sami Zayn's face. He throws his microphone. And then Kevin Owens stunners Roman. A brawl breaks out, man. Usos and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are beating the shit out of the Usos. But then I thought this was very good for Solo. They made him look very dominant. He comes in and boom, boom, Samoan spike to both Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. And like in a matter of 3 seconds, takes them out. I thought this really made Solo Sikoa look good. After that, Roman gets back up. He spears Sami Zayn. And then, both Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are laying down. And Roman and Solo gets one of the 2 tag team titles. And then Jimmy has the other 2 tag team titles. And he's refusing to give them to Roman Reigns. And then Jay finally gets them, and he gives them to Roman Reigns. And then not only does Roman Reigns, he also grabs the 2 that Solo has. So he's holding up all 4. Jesus Christ. Imagine it would have been funny, too, if fucking Heyman would have gave him the Universal and the WWE Champion. He would have been holding up everything. Jesus Christ. That would have been, what, 6 titles? Holy cow, that would have been something, man. Jesus Christ, man. And that's the end of the show. I thought the 2 matches were really good. Karrion Kross, AJ Styles. Although Karrion Kross, man, it's a fucking jobber, man. He's always losing. Pendejo face. And then the opening match with Austin Theory and Sheamus was a really good match. And then, the stuff with the Usos, right? The ending was good. Interesting what's going to happen now. Everything else kind of sucked. There was a point where it's like, oh, my Lord, this show sucks. But there was, about 3 stuff, like I said, that was, really good. And we'll see where they go from here. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Until next time, holla.